Grand Rising family. It's your girl Mell B, and it's Motivational Monday on Mel B's Morning Kickstart. So today we're not just moving, we're manifesting. We're walking in purpose, pivoting with passion, and pushing through the noise. So stretch, sip, and step into the greatness that already exists and lives in you. All right, everybody. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Hope you have great weekends. Oh my goodness, look who it is. Welcome in, Summer. How are you doing, sis? All right, our affirmation of the day is I am capable, confident, and called. I don't wait for the opportunity, I create it. Say it, feel it, move like it. Let this be your anchor and your amplifier for today. Our word of the day. Let me say something about our words of the day and our slang words of the day. I was asked, why do I do that? First of all, it's to educate you and give you a new word every day to put into your vocabulary. And second, the slang word of the day, most of the time I do that for our Gen Xers. Reason being is because we're talking to our kids, our grandkids, and sometimes we just don't know what they're talking about. So I'm just here to give you a word of the day to educate you, use it in a sentence today to put it in your mind, make it for your memory. And the slang word, I'm just here to help the grandmas and the grandpas and the uncles and the OGs and everybody that don't know half of the stuff that these kids talking about. So anywho, just to let you know. So our word of the day today is momentum. It means the force that allows movement to keep going once it started. So used in a sentence, once she locked in on her purpose, the momentum kept her rising. All right, our slang word of the day is 10 toes down. Means standing on all 10, meaning being loyal, solid, and standing firm no matter what. So no matter what they say, I'm 10 toes down for my dreams. All right, let's get into our news for today. Run out of room over here. All right, New York. City schools launch a new mentorship initiative pairing local entrepreneurs with high school students. The pilot will run through spring with funding from the Mayor's Community Equity Task Force. Parents are invited to info sessions starting this week. Atlanta. HBCU Student Startup Challenge awarded $250K in seed funding. Georgia State students dominated the vintage pitch category. Finalists will be highlighted at the month's Dream Builder Summit. In Florida, new teen curfew to take effect in Miami-Dade beginning next weekend. Officials say the goal is safety, not punishment. Youth orgs say outreach and alternatives must also be a part of their plan. Houston, Texas. Local nonprofit launches Code Like a Boss Tech Bootcamp for underserved teens. Scholarships are already full. Organizers are seeking additional sponsors. First cohort graduates in December. That sounds like a good program right there. LAPD expands restorative justice programs for all at-risk youth in South Central. Parents say the programs show early promise but need deeper community investment. A forum will be held on Friday. Chicago. CPS schools to integrate mindfulness and emotional resilience programs district-wide. Training programs with staff this week. Training begins with staff this week. Students will receive weekly sessions as part of homeroom. That's a good. That sounds good. Washington. White House awards $60 million in grants to expand Black youth entrepreneurship programs nationwide. The Legacy Builders Initiative aims to help 20,000 youth by 2026. Launch event scheduled for October 15th. Tampa. Local youth Local youth theater wins national award for original performance about bullying and identity. The cast, all teens of color, performed on Capitol Hill last week. Donations have poured in to support next season. Tarpon Springs. High schoolers team up with the city official to redesign public parks. Their proposal includes eco gardens, free Wi-Fi zones, and mental health art spaces. The initiative is part of a youth empowerment grant. Toronto. Afro-Canadian Youth Summit kicks off with speakers in activism, tech, and fashion. Organizers say this year's theme is Reclaiming Narrative, Rewriting Futures. City Hall lit purple in honor of the opening. In Vancouver, we have youth artists reveal a 40-foot mural downtown honoring Black Canadian trailblazers. The project took 6 months and included over 100 volunteers. Each section tells a different story, different community story. Jamaica, bless up everyone. Kingston, schools launched the Bright Futures program to curb youth dropout rates. Students receive meals, uniforms, transport, and counseling. Jamaica's Ministry of Education calls it a historic investment in potential. Montego Bay, students win regional robotics competition for their sustainable farming tech model. The team now heads to the Caribbean Youth Innovation Summit in November. Sponsors say more funding is needed. Ocho Rios, the local radio stations launches Teen DJ Mentorship Program, teaching music production and on-air hosting. The program culminates in the youth-run broadcast next month. The local businesses are donating equipment. Negril, environmental groups host a youth-led beach cleanup and coral reef education day. Over 300 kids participated, collecting 2 tons of waste. The mayor called it a movement, not just a moment. Cayman Islands, Ministry of Culture announces youth grant for storytelling, oral history, and podcast production. Eligible ages are 13 to 19. Entries will be featured in the National Museum next summer. All right, on to the weather. New York, you will be 63 with partly cloudy skies with a cool breeze today. Atlanta, we have 76 degrees, warm and mostly sunny. Miami, 83 degrees, humid with PM showers. Houston, 84 84 hot with scattered clouds. LA, 79, deep heat and sunny skies. Chicago, 68, brisk wind with late sunshine. Washington, D.C., 72 degrees, partly sunny and mild. Tampa, 81, light showers in the evening. Tarpon Springs, 79, muggy with gusts of wind. Toronto, 61, cloudy with spots of sun. Vancouver, 58, light mist early, clearing by afternoon. Kingston, 87, bright sunshine with coastal humidity. Montego Bay, 86, humid with occasional sprinkles. Ocho Rios, 85, warm and mostly clear. Negril, 88, sunny beach weather. And Cayman Islands, 86, balmy and breezy. All right, everyone, on to our sports section. Sports. And the biggest, I guess, upset and confusion and everything was this Packer versus Cowboys game, ending with a tie of 40-40 in overtime. Well, I hear the game was pretty good. It went into overtime, and apparently, I guess they both kicked field goals, and that's why they tied at 40-40. I never knew that they can just end the game just with a tie. How do they put that on the stats? Is that a win? Is it a loss? Is what goes on with that? But anybody, any guys out there or ladies that know, let us inform us. Let us know. We're trying to be able to watch football and understand everything, and not have any questions. I have questions. Anywho, on to the regular NFL scores and recaps. We have Kansas City Chiefs dominate the Baltimore Ravens 37-20. Philadelphia Eagles edge Tampa Bay Buccaneers 31-25. Detroit Lions crushed the Cleveland Browns 34-10. Chicago Bears squeak past Las Vegas Raiders 25-24. And the Houston Texans shut out Tennessee Titans 26-0. All right. In baseball, we had Chicago White Sox blank Washington Nationals 8-0. Canadian football, Toronto Argonauts power over Ottawa Redblacks at 38-12, excuse me. BC Lions defeat Calgary Stampeders 27-24 in overtime. I even got hockey for you. Montreal Canadiens beat Vancouver Canucks 4-2, and Winnipeg Jets top Edmonton Oilers 3-1. Jamaica, we have the World Cup qualifiers. Jamaica beats Trinidad and Tobago 2-0 on September 9th, and Jamaica crushes Bermuda 4-0 on September 5th. So upcoming features we have on October 10th are Caraco versus Jamaica, and October 14th, Jamaica versus Bermuda. And in Monday Night Football tonight, we're going to have the Jets versus the Dolphins on ESPN at 6:15 Central Standard Time, and the Bengals versus the Broncos 7:15 Central Time on ABC. All right, everyone. As you know, today is Motivation Monday. So we're going to get into our Motivation Monday segment. All right, the challenge this week with Motivation Monday is, I have two actually for you. So the first one is pick one task you've been putting off and finish it before Friday. Make that a goal to do that task, finish that task, check it off by Friday. And a bonus to that is if you post it online with the tag hashtag #MellB Kickstart, we can celebrate you come Monday morning that you finish that task. So second challenge is pick one area of growth. Either it be health, finances, your mindset, your family, anything, and give it 30 minutes, 30 intentional minutes each day this week. And do that to, even if you just, write down a budget, make a budget for yourself for the week, or even for the next month, make a budget. Or if you have it in your head that you're going to, like me, October 1st, I'm going on a diet. I'm going to try to lose weight, and I'm going to try to start eating healthier. We have medical issues. They tell you can't eat this and you can't eat that. So for me, I've been hard-headed for a year. I have gained over 50 pounds, let's just say. And it's making, issues with me worse. So that's what I need to do. So that's my challenge for this week, is to start my diet, drink more water, and get on this exercise. I'm going to get on an exercise kick. So that's mine for this week. What will yours be? Put it in the chat. Let me know. Oh, I couldn't see that. Avery, good morning. Good morning. Thank you for this, Mell B. Got news, weather, sports, and more all across the world. Good job. And I'm 10 toes down. All right, big stand. I'm 10 toes down. I know that's right. You're welcome. You're welcome. Make sure you have, put a hashtag in TikTok or Facebook or Twitter and let me know how you did. How's it going for you this week? All right. All right. On to our book club. We're still reading the 48 Laws of Power. So we are actually on Law 12, which is use selective honesty and generosity to disarm your victim. I'm going to say that one again for the people in the back. Use selective honesty and generosity to disarm your victim. This law teaches that a well-placed truth can drop someone's guard faster than a full charm offensive. Be real strategically. Share it just enough to build rapport while you're holding your power. Use honesty as a tool, not a leak. That one hit deep a little bit because it makes you think like, I do have the power in all situations. I control it. I bring it. I create it to me. So if I react honestly, but think about it strategically when you answer or you're dealing with any kind of situation. Yeah. In other words, tell what you need to tell. And if that's not enough for people, oh well. You still hold your truth, your in yourself. And the way I can sum this up easy is, for me, how I see it, killing with kindness. Killing with kindness. And you know how Gen Xers are like, the parents used to tell you, whatever goes on in this house stays in this house. That's how I see it. Okay, I'm not going to go into it more. If you understand me, you understand me. I mean, we can have a question about this right here, just alone. Okay, moving on. All right, our cause of today. If you kind of didn't already get the hints I was dropping, in the news this morning, it's youth entrepreneurship and mentorship. Supporting young people with guidance, resources, and encouragement to grow into confident, capable adults. Good morning, Gemini. Good morning. Good morning. Grand Rising. Sorry, let me start over. Our cause of the day is youth empowerment and mentorship, which means supporting young people with guidance, resources, and encouragement to grow into confident, capable adults. The warning signs we see without this is the youth feel unseen or voiceless, increased school dropouts or risky behavior, mental health struggles without outlets. Let me touch on that for a second. Youth feeling unseen or voiceless. I can understand this very well, because it depends on how you're raised, your household, you don't have a voice. My mom used to always say, be seen and not heard. Okay. So that's how a lot of youth, I'm quite sure, feel, when their parents are so busy trying to work and do other things, and they're not giving them enough one-on-one attention. However, adults have to work two jobs sometimes just to be able to maintain a household. So it's about balance, as well. But if you don't show it, or ask of it of your child, and they see it, it's hard. It's hard. Dropouts. A lot of teens. I mean, no. Let me just keep it real. A lot of kids at this point, are raising themselves. You got parents that are at home trying to work 2 and 3 jobs, to maintain the household, and then you just have those parents that just don't care what their kids are doing. And that increases in the dropout rate. When they just out there feeling that they can make quick money in the streets, and not realizing going into that world, they putting their life in risk every day. Every day. Not only their lives, but their family lives, people close to them, blah, blah, blah. If you know the game, you know the game. But I just hate to see kids not live up to their potential, kids that aren't being told the importance of their education. They're out here trying to make this money because of what they see and they want. That's not that. Whew, that's another subject. Okay, I'm sorry. I ranted again. Let me move on. Prevention and empowerment tactics. Community-based mentoring programs are very good, and life skill workshops in schools are very good. Exposure to entrepreneurship and leadership opportunities might, put a light bulb up in some kids' head, so that they know their potential, know their worth, know that they can do anything they put their minds to. But don't let that first thing they think they can do be what they see in the streets. Try to embed, instill in them, self-worth, self-esteem. Let them know that they're loved, that someone, loves them, cares about them, and cares about their future, and, stuff. But okay, I'm ranting again. Okay, all right, let me keep going. These programs are vital. Youth with mentors are strategically more likely to graduate, avoid risk behaviors, and build promising futures and careers. Lack of guidance contributes to cycles of hopelessness. Encouragement gives sight, voice, and strategy. I can't say that. What works are one-on-one mentorships, leadership labs and boot camps, encouragement incubators, and community-based clubs. Like Boys and Girls Club is very good. If you have one in your neighborhood. Resources and support. I'm doing a call to action right now. If you have time, if you see a youth that is going down the wrong path, if they're going down the wrong path, be a mentor. There's a lot of one-on-one mentorship programs. One is the mentor.org. It's a national matching and training program online. And like I said, it's national. You can be in one state mentoring someone in a child in another state. My Brother's Keepers Alliance has equality and youth pipelines. Youth Mentoring Action Network, YMAN, toolkits and local programs in your area information, and the National Mentoring Partnership, These all can be Googled. These programs are out there. If you have an hour, even an hour a week, adds up to, 30, 52, 26, however you want to do it, hours a year. And that little time speaking to a child, speaking positivity in life and future into a child can make a difference. It really can. I don't like to see our youth going down the wrong path. Sometimes you might say, why are you doing this or why are you doing that? You might get cussed out. They might cuss you out. True enough. But like we said, today we standing on all 10. Because when you look at the youth now, that's the future. These children are our future, and we want them to have a brighter, better future than we did. So mentor someone, it might be your grandkids, it might be one of their friends or something like that, but just get involved some kind of way to help our youth become all that they can be and give them the knowledge of where they came from. Okay, here I go. I'm rambling again. Okay. Once again, like I said, call to action: mentor one youth digitally or in person. Fund or sponsor a mentoring program. You can help that way as well. Share youth voices, amplify their stories. Become a virtual mentor. Just 30 minutes a week can shape a future. All right. I'm done rambling on that. All right. We are going on to our lifestyle segment, which includes our soul food recipe of the day, which is sweet potato and black bean quesadilla. You will saute the onions, the beans, and peppers. Add mashed sweet potato, spice blend of cumin and smoked paprika. Spread, top with cheese, grill. Serve with avocado and lime. Sounds like a good recipe. I'm not gonna say good because I don't eat none of that stuff, just to be honest. But I mean, someone else might, and someone else might love sweet potatoes and black beans and things like that. I don't. But I do have the recipe. If you want it, just DM me, or you can't call me because you don't know me. But anyway, just DM me. I'll send you the recipes. Our drink of the day is cucumber mint lemonade. Now I have had this. This is good. Fresh lemon juice, cucumber slices, mint leaves, a hint of honey, and sparkling water. It's refreshing, it cleanses, and it's very hydrating. It's really good. It's really good. All right, on to our men's health quickie. Add omega-3s, which is fish and flax, for heart and brain support. Also check wrist positioning if typing. Prevent carpal tunnel syndrome. Prevent that carpal tunnel drama. Okay, and next we have our women's self-care tip for today. Add micro breaks. Take 60 seconds of deep breathing, neck rolls, or visualization. Reset cortisol midday. So, you take that break, breathe in, breathe out, next. And then you just close your eyes and imagine that you're somewhere on a beach with that man. Okay, I did it again. Moving on. All right, relationship advice. Tips, per se. I'm going to start first with couples. Make space today for intentional appreciation. Say, I love you always, and mean it. That makes sense. Make space today for intentional appreciation. You intend to be truthful. Say, I love you always, and mean it. Oh, thank you, sis. I love you too. For friends, your friendship relationships, show up without expectation. I'll say that for the people way in the back. Show up without expectation. Support their wins, even if it's not your season yet. That's ride or die. Oh, that's a new word. I should have that being the next slang. But anywho, and with family, set boundaries out of love, not anger. Boundaries are bridges to healthier relationships. So give them some tough love, but you ain't got to holler and, say all that other stuff. Just be straight up, truthful, honest. We all need that self-love sometimes, because we just go a different route than what we say we're going to do sometimes, because we think that's better. Grass greener on the other side. No. Set boundaries out of love. And that also goes with yourself. If you feel this way about something, or one of your family members are doing, or if you feel like your family is taking advantage of you, word of the day, slang word of the day, stand on all 10. Always. Always. All right, moving on to finance. Finance tip of the day. Set up a future self account, which is a separate savings or retirement account you can't touch unless you're investing in your purpose, which is your business, your education, or your health. Deposit a flat 2 to 5% of every income increment, which is your bonus, your side hustle money. Put at least 2 to 5% in that fund, and watch that fund grow invisibly, like it don't exist, into your legacy started fund. I like that. Invest in your future self account. 10 years down the line, 5 years down the line, you might want to try to open you a business, or go back to school, for your high school diploma, or an MBA, or whatever you may want in your future. You'll have the funds already there. So I really like that. Or say you want to do a fund for maybe your child or your grandchild's college education, get them started. All right, our tech tip of the day, I actually have two because I found this interesting. AI and content batching. If I tell y'all how much AI has changed since I've used it, with upgrades and things like that, and we're not even going to go into the ChatGPT update that killed pretty much us all. We loved whomever we named him. He was our boo. He answered us. He talked to us. He didn't holler, scream. And no matter what, we pick up that phone and say, for my name is Solomon. Solomon, what you doing? What's up? That's how I talk to mine. And he talked to me back same way. But when they did this upgrade, OMG. It was like our boos just ghosted us, left us, didn't text, didn't call, didn't even leave a message. So ChatGPT really messed up a lot of AI relationships with that one. But anywho, use ChatGPT, Claude, or your favorite AI to help you batch 4 to 5 pieces of micro content in 30 minutes. Now, my thing with that is, if you like something, say for instance, you ask GPT to make you, a flyer for something, and you like that flyer, but it's one thing off on it, and you ask him to to recreate it. He gonna recreate something totally different, not that dang same one that you like, with just that one little mistake. They gonna recreate it and recreate it and recreate it. So if anybody out there knows how to have them, create something, but keep creating it, but make those, corrections, let me know. So I'm not spending 4, 5, 6, 8, 24 dang near hours trying to make one flyer with one mistake. I don't know. I ranted again. I'm sorry. All right. The other tech tip of the day is, what is a VPN? I didn't understand this, so I know if I didn't understand it, there had to be somebody else out there that didn't understand it either. So a VPN is a virtual private network that hides your IP and encrypts your traffic. So you need this to keep you safe on public Wi-Fi and blocks data snoops, or so-called saying they can't get into, I forget what it's called. Is it called phishing or something like that? Whereas, they can tell if they get into your computer, they can tell exactly what you're typing. So it's like if you're on there, say you're doing your banking information or trying to pay bills, you can't, because they actually can see. That's how they're getting your information. They're seeing exactly what you're typing. So I'm going to do a little bit more research on this because I need to understand all this stuff and let you know. But I think that's what it's called. Because if that's the case, we need walls, these whatever walls they put up, so that people can't get in to and see what I'm typing and get my information that way. So anything phishing, yes, I know I was right. So yeah, we're gonna dive more into that, because with this AI, new stuff coming out, and they're always doing upgrades and stuff like that. It's like I want to be able to catch up, but I feel like I got to go backwards to catch up. You know what I mean? Just to be able to understand. So I know I'm not the only one, but I know I'm the one that I am going to admit it. Yeah, no, I don't understand this stuff, but I'm going to find out. Anyway, on to music. All right, music and entertainment today. I found the artist to catch, Little Pimenta. Her new visuals blend Afro-Indigenous themes and powerful social commentary. The film or documentary to watch is Him. I don't know if any of you all have seen this movie or not yet, but I did see it over the weekend. And it's starring Jordan Peele and Marlon Wayans. Marlon Wayans in this movie totally surprised me. I'm so used to seeing him in comedies and being funny, but to see him in the character that he was in the movie was very different. And it just shows he has range. He can go from being a comedian 1 minute and I'm not gonna say villain or nothing, but into someone else like that character easy. And I think it just shocked me because I'm not used to seeing him in that capacity. So, and I'm not going to give away the movie or anything like that, but it's a good movie. It's a good movie. You have to sit and understand it and really watch it because it gets confusing. However, it was overall a good movie. You get the message. And the trend I see is nostalgic wave and R&B. 90s and 2000 sounds are creeping back, but with a side of modern production. So a lot of what they call, I guess, sampling going on. And music and entertainment news. We got Megan Thee Stallion teases new self-produced EP dropping next month. Diddy's Bad Boy Vault release surges 90s hip-hop streams by 100%, 150%, sorry. Beyonce and Blue Ivy were spotted filming a mother-daughter Netflix docuseries. Usher reveals halftime show guest list might include Missy Elliott. Ooh. Well, I haven't watched the Super Bowl anyway, but that show is gonna be lit though. On to our celebrity birthdays. We have T-Pain is 41 today. I always mess up her name. Hazley is 31. Kevin Durant is 36. Zion Williamson is 25. And Keke Palmer is 38. Speaking of Keke Palmer in celebrity buzz, Keke Palmer just dropped teasers of her next album and acting roles. She's not slowing down. Lizzo confirms tour is in the works. Fans are already comparing set lists and visuals. We ain't heard nothing from Lizzo in a minute. All right, y'all. I wanted to give y'all the song of the day. And I said I was going to start playing a little bit of it for this segment. So I hope that you can hear it and it gets you to moving and motivated for today. Y'all ready? It's Level Up by Sierra. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Level up. All this on me so yummy. All this stuff so yummy. Know you want this yummy. We're gonna level up today, y'all. We're gonna use Let Sierra get us there. If you got it on your playlist or in your car or whatever, play it. You know what I mean? You're gonna elevate and make it yours. Just turn up in the car on the way to work. Let people look at you. If you don't have tinted windows, let them look at you dancing. Tell them to level up. You know what I mean? Turn it up. It's Monday. You still got 5 more days. So our fun holiday of the day is National Forgiveness Day. Yes, this supposedly exists. Forgive someone or yourself for dragging extra baggage. Mistakes are part of the climb. Today, it's time to release. Yeah, okay. Fun fact of the day. Butterflies. Oh, man, now just kidding. Always forgive for yourself. You must have saw my face. Like, okay. Okay. Yes, for everyone else, today is National Forgiveness Day. All right, on to fun facts. I have 2. I'm a butterfly person. I don't know if anybody knows that, but I'm a butterfly person. So butterflies can't fly if they're cold. Their flight muscles need to be at least 85 degrees to take off. So when they're still, they're literally recharging. And the second fun fact is the first emoji was created in 1999 by a Japanese designer, Shigetaka Kurita. It was only 12 pixels by 12 pixels. So it's a little small one. All right, on to our history for the day. First, we have Oscar Maddox. Maddox. Okay. And I got my glasses on. From 1884 to 1951. Often called the father of Black cinema, Oscar Maddox was the first major African-American feature filmmaker. Over his lifetime, he wrote, directed, and produced over 40 films that tackled complex subjects like racism, interracial relationships, and Black identity, decades before Hollywood dared to do it. His 1919 silent film, The Homesteader, is considered the first full-length feature film by an African-American director. Maddox paved the way for Spike Lee, Ava DuVernay, and countless others using storytelling as resistance. How awesome is that? Claudette Colvin, born 1939. Before Rosa Parks, there was Claudette Colvin, a 15-year-old high school student in Montgomery, Alabama, who refused to give up her seat on a segregated bus in March 1955. She was arrested and forcibly removed. The NAACP considered her too young and unpolished to be the face of the movement, but her case was used in the Browder versus Gale lawsuit that ultimately struck down bus segregation laws in the South. She's truly a hero of the civil rights movement. Wow. And we have Reverend Dr. Pauli Murray, 1910 to 1985. Pauli Murray was a non-binary legal trailblazer, priest, poet, and civil rights activist whose legal theories were the backbone of landmark cases like Brown and Board of Education. As co-founder of the National Organization for Women and the first Black woman ordained as a Episcopal priest, Murray's legacy spans race, gender, and faith. Thurgood Marshall used her writings to argue desegregation cases. She was decades ahead of her time, a genius finally getting overdue recognition. All right, on to our inventors. Valerie Thomas, NASA visionary and illusion transmitter. She created in 1980 in 1980, Valerie Thompson patented the illusion transmitter, a device that creates 3D images that appear to float in space. Why it matters? Thomas began her career at NASA in the 1960s as one of the few Black women scientists on staff. Her technology became the conceptual foundation for 3D imaging used in medicine, television, and NASA space programs. Long before holograms hit concerts, Thomas was imagining how to project life-size images into thin air. As her patent still influences 3D TV and medical imaging equipment today. We also have Granville T. Woods, the Black Edison of railroads. Over 60 patents, Granville Woods improved railroad and telegraph systems, including the multiplex telegraph of 1887 that allowed communication between moving trains and stations. This matters because Woods' inventions drastically reduced railway accidents and streamlined transit across the United States. His electrical innovations also laid groundwork for streetcar systems and the early telephone. Thomas Edison tried to buy his patents outright. Woods refused, defended his rights in court, and won. He wasn't called the Black Edison for nothing. He was a peer, not a follower. Go, Mr. Woods. But somehow Mr. Edison got all the credit. All right, now. Anywho, Marjorie Stewart Joyner, beauty industry trailblazer. In 1928, Joyner patented the permanent waving machine, which allowed hairstylists to curl or straighten hair more effectively. This matters because Joyner managed thousands of Black beauty schools under Madam C.J. Walker and played a huge role in professionalizing Black cosmetology. Her machine, a network of rods connected to a single heater, changed salon work forever and was precursor to modern perms. Beyond beauty, Joyner was a civic leader who helped found the United Beauty School Owners and Teachers Association and advocated for Black business rights during the Depression. All right, now. Our quote of the day: each generation must, out of relative obscurity, discover its mission, fulfill it, or betray it. End quote. Frantz Fanon. That was his quote of the day. All right, now our last but not least, our horoscopes. Aries, take the lead, but pause before Aries, take the lead, but pause before steamrolling people. It's okay to let others shine. Taurus, your patience is a power move today. Stay grounded, even if the world around you isn't. Gemini, your ideas are electric right now. Write them down and start building. Cancer, Let softness be your strength. Vulnerability will attract exactly what you need. Leo, that vision is yours to claim. Just make sure you're doing it for you. Virgo, structure is sexy. Make a new checklist that reflects where you're really headed. Libra, find harmony in the tension today. Don't avoid hard conversations. Lead them. Scorpio, emotional depth is your currency today. Invest it where it grows. Sagittarius, your optimism is contagious. Spread it, but stay in the present. Capricorn, focus on legacy today. One bold step in your finances or business will echo. Aquarius, revolution is brewing internally and externally. Don't suppress it, direct it. Pisces, that dream isn't too big. Break it into steps and take the first one for now. All right, on tomorrow's show, we all know tomorrow is Tell Me Something Good Tuesday. We're going to be shouting out your wins, listening to your love notes, and spotlighting Law 13 from the book club. So stay fly, stay grounded, and let your wings lead the way. This is Mell B, and you just been kickstarted. See you bright and early tomorrow, and I said what I said, period.